everyone to episode 5 of Circle Back Podcast, the show where just two great friends get together, talk about video games. I'm Dan LaMarca. As always, I'm joined by Dan Dufrenoy.
Hello again.
And basically, I just want to start out today like we usually do. What have we been playing, Dan? What have you been up to?
All right. Well, new game for me that I've been playing, actually. I know this is kind of going to sound crazy, but I've never played an Assassin's Creed game.
And you're better off for it.
Well, so our entire friendship, I've heard you say, oh, don't play Assassin's Creed. Oh, it's okay that you're missing it out. A buddy of mine loves the Assassin's Creed game. If he made his top 5, probably all Assassin's Creed games. So he said, dude, play Black Flag, give it a shot, see what it's all about. So I've been playing Black Flag. I've been playing for about maybe 10 hours. And I definitely see where you're coming from. I mean, I like it. It's, it's a good game, and for what it is, for those of you that don't know, Black Flag is the Assassin's Creed where you're pirates, and you meet Blackbeard. Oh no, spoilers! You meet Blackbeard and Bonet, and some actual real pirates from history, and you play this guy named Edward, who's a pirate who gets involved in the Assassin's Order and all that stuff. Anyway. I will say Ubisoft's really good when it comes to like open worlds. I mean, it is an open world. It's expansive. There's so many islands, and even just all the items. There's just so many items to pick up, and just so many side storylines and stuff like that. Having said that, though, I feel like it gets, no offense, I feel like it gets a little stale. Pretty.
So PC, Dan. You can have an opinion.
I feel like it gets so stale really quick. Where I feel like it's the same thing over and over again. And now I don't know if the other Assassin's Creed games are like this,
yes.
But as my first Assassin's Creed foray, and I hear Black Flag is one of the best.
Yeah.
It's the same thing over and over again. It's a decent game, but it's just you're redoing the same. Oh, go kill this person.
Yes.
Get the money. Oh, go here. Recruit these pirates. Okay, this, and it's very repetitive, and it doesn't really have that sort of, okay, I want to go do more of this vibe. If
definitely.
That makes
One
sense.
day we'll do a full topic on Assassin's Creed because I have some thoughts.
Okay.
But
see, I looked at my buddy John on because he defends it with a passion.
Well, the thing about it is, I really think that there are two things that I do not like about Assassin's Creed. Number one is I don't like the way it controls. I don't like the climbing. I think it's annoying and weird. Don't like it. Number two is the stories are never really that interesting or well written. So it's like when we're talking about repetitive gameplay, and then you're talking about not a lot of interesting story to go with it. It's like, why am I playing?
Well, that's the thing. The side stories it just kind of falls flat.
The first Assassin's Creed game when it came out, I think it was 2007. The first one that came out, I played on Xbox 360. I loved it. I was like, this is so cool and new. I never played anything like this. Loved it. Got every achievement. Loved it. Assassin's Creed 2 came out. Everyone loves it. They didn't really like the first one. And I played it, and I was like, man, why did I like that first game? I don't like this. And then I kept trying to play them. I played Assassin's Creed 3. I played Brotherhood. Played all these games, and I just don't like them. They're not for me, man.
Yeah.
But, to each his own. I know a lot of people like them.
Definitely, of course.
I'm not a fan of them.
I feel like they're decent games, but I just feel like maybe a little too much hype around them. I just feel like it's very repetitive, and like you said, the stories aren't interesting enough.
Diana absolutely loves Assassin's Creed and all.
Oh yeah?
So she's going to be upset to hear me bashing them.
Oh no.
All right, a game that I've been playing that actually just came out last week is Gorogoa. I showed you a little bit of this game.
Yeah, it looks sick.
It's a really interesting game. It's really hard to describe, but it's basically there are these 4 panels with different scenes and images in them, right? And you're basically your perspective is shifting deeper into the scene. So it's you'll have a widespread landscape. You'll click on the tree, you'll zoom in on the tree a little bit, And the cool thing about the game is that you're basically trying to solve puzzles between the scenes. So it's you'll have 3 or 4 different scenes on these 4 panels. And you're like, okay, well, this guy, your main character or whatever, the guy that's walking through all these scenes, all right, he's in this place, he needs to get into this scene. So you need to find a doorway for him to get through, and you're pulling it, dragging it on top of them, like one scene to the next. Then he opens the door and walks out. Now he's in the other scene. You know, it goes a lot deeper than that, and there's a lot of pretty complicated like puzzles that are really really fun. We talk about The Witness a lot. This game definitely like scratches that same itch of really interesting puzzles,
making your head hurt,
but with like really cool art and an interesting world. Like it's a really great game. It's on Switch, Steam, and it's actually on iOS.
And just came out this week?
Came out, I think, the 14th, last Tuesday.
Okay.
Right? Something like that. But it's like $12-15 or something. It's really, really
what you showed me was awesome. The art style is fantastic, and just that's a really cool premise. Definitely, man.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. What else have you been playing?
Honestly, I haven't been playing anything new. I've just kind of been replaying old games. This is a good time of year where I just kind of, right before the holidays, just sort of have a lot more time off and just kind of go through games that like I loved. And we were talking about either an episode or we were just chatting about Gone Home. So I said, oh, why don't I play that again? You know, just spend 2 hours and go through it. Absolutely loved it. Got my buddy. He loves Firewatch. And
That's not the first time you played it, right?
No.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to play it again. It's been I haven't played it since I forget when it came out, but 2014. But my buddy loves Firewatch, and we were talking about Firewatch, and I just said, oh, you know, there's a game that like Firewatch borrowed heavy from. I said, oh, Gone Home.
Yeah.
So I went home and I just played it again. I think it's a great story. It's talk about emotional and profound, and
it's a super sure. The thing that's good about these kind of games, like Gone Home, like Firewatch and stuff like that, is that like anyone can play them.
Yeah.
So it's like if you have somebody that doesn't play video games, you know, a friend, a relative, or something like that, it's like sit them down. You need to know how to do first-person control and hit A. That's it.
Exactly. That's
so
it.
it's like it's this incredible story that anyone can experience if you want to. So
exactly. I'm still trying to get my parents to play Journey. I'm like, listen, it's as long as a movie. Sit down, just try it, just give it a go. And
they should do it.
Hasn't happened yet.
So yeah, another game that I've been playing that's new to me, pretty much, is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Okay, yeah.
PUBG. This game came out on PC only earlier in the year, right? So I wasn't really able to play it because I only have this stupid laptop. But I always wanted to play it. I watched a lot of streams on it. You know, I watched the guys at Giant Bomb play a shitload of it. And it finally came out on Xbox One in early access last week. And the full release of the game, this is why a lot of people, like I know that if I had played this throughout the year, it would probably be on my top 10 list.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody was putting it on their top 10.
But they're putting it on there because they knew it was releasing this year.
Okay.
It came out officially December 20th.
Okay,
So they kind of went into their deliberations being like, early access game, what do we do? Do we put it on? Do we not? And then we were like, they basically said, well, the final release date is the 20th.
Yeah.
So
because everybody's even at the Game Awards, I think it was up there
yeah.
with Breath of the Wild.
It was. For those of you guys that don't know what it is, it's basically Battle Royale. It's you and 99 other people in a plane. You'll jump out at whenever you want to over this island. The plane's flying across an island, and jump out. You have nothing. You land, you search buildings, houses, whatever, for weapons, armor, like all kinds of stuff, and yeah, it's last man standing wins.
Right, it's like King of the Mountain, right?
Yeah.
It's like 100 people, and you got to be the top.
It is really cool. It almost has like a horror game feeling,
yeah.
because you're like, anyone can be around any corner.
Right.
Like, it's so tense. The tension is incredible.
That's awesome.
I know I'm late to the game talking about this because we never this is like earlier in the year stuff, but for me, I hadn't played it before, and the Xbox One version is super buggy.
Okay.
And there's a lot of bad stuff to it. It drops frames left and right. It's not good, but it's the only way I can play it. And
right.
So I'm kind of playing it as we go.
And it would be in your top 10.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm sure if I got more time with it and figured it out, I could tell that I really like this game. Like I said, I probably watched like 40, 50 hours.
Yeah.
Of it.
No, same. It's been such a.
I get what it is, and I like it. I just, I would need to put time into it to make sure.
No, I'm with you, definitely.
I get that hook.
Yeah,
It really gets the friggin' hooks into you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I've been enjoying that. And I know you jumped back into a pretty old game.
Yeah, for my birthday. My birthday was late November, And my sister, I'm like one of those people that like, yeah, I don't mind doing digital downloads, but like I like to own, like whether it's a CD or a DVD or a video game, like I like to own.
You're crazy, man. Accept the future.
No,
I download everything.
No, I gotta own it. I gotta have it. Donkey Kong Country was one of my favorite games ever. And for my birthday, my sister got me the SNES cartridge. I have an SNES at home. And oh man, I just love that game. I really do.
It's a good game.
I know you don't love it as much as I do, but I had some really good memories with that game, and
I have some great memories with that game too. I think it doesn't quite hold up with some of the
music, man.
Music's
That's some of the best music.
And the game is good. It's not like it's bad. It's just I don't hold it like some people are like it's one of the greatest platformers ever.
No, I mean the SNES just had so many good games. I mean when you're competing with like Super Metroid and Mario World and Final Fantasy VI, but still I think Donkey Kong Country definitely holds its own. I have some great memories with that game. So it was just a lot of fun to play again. Really, just been going through the levels and just, I remember that. Oh, this is frustrating. I remember that being frustrating. Just, that's really what I've been doing lately is just, at this time of year, is just kind of going through games that, I have some free time. Let me play. Oh, I remember this game. Let me try that again. That's
cool.
all I've been doing. Yeah, man.
I'm in the same boat because I played 2 other games that are not new at all.
Okay,
by
yeah.
any means. One is Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
I know we definitely have had conversations about shooters
and
stuff like that, and how we don't really play online competitive shooters, and how Overwatch got me a couple of years ago, or last year, was that last year?
2016, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't really play a lot of competitive shooters, but I was itching for something. Semester ended. I was like, I want to get into a game. I played so much Dota. I played over 1,000 hours of Dota. I'm like, I want some competitive game that's just gonna be fun. And my friend Ozzy plays Rainbow Six Siege. He got it when it came out. He really liked it. He was always telling me about it. I'm like, I don't really play competitive shooters that much. So I was like, you know what? I've always heard such good things about the way it's progressed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is way more popular now than even when it came out.
Really?
Like, it's gotten a huge following because they've made smart improvements and stuff like that. So I was like, let me see how much it is. Maybe I'll grab it. I was able to, like, with a coupon, I got it for like $15 or something.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
And so I was like, let me give it a try. And I fucking love it.
Yeah, it's good?
It's really good. It's a ton of fun. It has that tactical feel of, like, Counter-Strike.
Okay.
How it's like, only a couple shots will kill you. You got to be really careful when you're going around corners and stuff. Like, you're never just running in. It's super tactical. Each match starts with, it's 5-on-5. And 5 people are inside the building trying to either protect the hostage from being taken or protect the bomb site from being planted or whatever. And the 5 people inside are like putting up reinforcements, like setting up the house, and the people outside have to then infiltrate the house and either kill everybody or complete the mission. But what's cool about it is it basically has like a hero system similar to Overwatch, where like, you don't have 4 abilities, you have 1, but each character has like different things.
That's awesome.
So
did they do the same thing in New Vegas? No, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, no.
That's just a straight shooter.
Yeah.
This is like, the abilities are like, if you're a defender, like one guy will have a bear trap that he puts down.
Cool.
You have 3 of them, Put them down along the map, like hide them so that when guys walk in, they get knocked out. That's like one example of like 30, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of characters. I think there's like around 40 altogether.
Whoa.
Between offense and defense.
So they've really stepped up the game.
That's a guess. Between 30 and 40, I would say. But it's really cool having those different abilities and stuff, because you get, not only do they have different abilities, but certain characters can only use certain guns. So it's like, you might not like the guy's ability, but he's got that gun that I really like, like, it's really cool.
Wow.
I've been loving it. Didn't expect to really get into this.
Yeah, definitely.
And then on the total opposite end of the spectrum is I've been playing Divinity Original Sin.
All right, awesome.
I know I've talked to you about this game.
No, I've never played it, but I think you showed me a little bit too.
I might have showed you a little bit, yeah.
With the shell. Wasn't there the clam or something that was talking to you at one point?
Yeah. Really like goofy humor in that. But the thing about that game is like, I know you haven't had a lot of experience with like computer RPGs, like the old school Baldur's Gate, Fallout 1 and 2 style CRPGs.
I
but
was just a little baby at that time.
This is that style of game where it's top-down, isometric, turn-based combat, where there's no grid. It's not grid-based, so it's more freeform. It's almost like XCOM. In the way that you can move a certain area. Like, you basically have action points. And if you move, depending on your character's like speed, they can move a certain distance and use one action point.
I gotcha. Okay.
Then an attack uses action points, and this uses it. So you can stay in one spot. Like if you're like a wizard or something, stay in one spot. I could do maybe 3 spells on one turn if I don't move. But if I'm a fighter and I need to get up and close, I'm moving, and then I get to swing once.
So it's like taking Dungeons and Dragons and like putting it just like boop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it feels like, because there's even like dice rolls.
Right. Okay.
That's like saving throws. You know, oh, your bodybuilding skill is this, so you don't get hurt.
Right.
You don't
That's
get stunned. Cool. You know what I mean? Like it really feels like that. That's a perfect way to describe it. But the thing that this game does so well is that combat and the interaction between abilities and elements in that game is like incredible. You can like, it's super elemental based. So like I have one, you know, you have a party of 4 characters. 2 of them are like your main duo, and then 2 are like side characters that you can have join your party. But I have 2 different sorcerers, or you know, mages, whatever they're called. But one does mostly fire and earth, and then one does like water and air. So you might get into a fight with a guy that's like fiery, and you can use different spells. Like my water guy has a rain spell that just makes it literally like rain start coming down, and it makes the fire guys like weaker. They do less damage. Or you can, if you're fighting an ice guy, you can set the ground on fire with a fire spell, and then they like won't want to walk that way because they'll get burning damage as they're walking.
Oh, cool.
Tick, like they're getting ticked down for each time. So it's like you can kind of like control the battlefield on what you want to do, set up different interactions like poison. If someone's poisoned or there's a poison spot on the ground and you throw fire at it, there's an explosion because the fire sets the poison.
Right.
So it's like you can do a poison spell on somebody, make them poison, throw a fire spell, and then they explode and they do like a ton of damage.
That's cool.
So it's super cool. The skill tree is really good. There's a lot of different skills. It's very much so you played Fallout 3, right?
Oh, of course, I played all the
Skyrim. Yeah. So Fallout 3 specifically, I don't remember if Skyrim was like this. The enemies don't scale to your level. Like the enemies in a certain area are their level. So it's like if you go somewhere and the guys are too hard, you're like, okay, I guess I should
come back. Yeah. I think the same thing in Fallout 4 too, where you just
it might be.
certain areas where
I couldn't remember. Yeah. This game is like that, but even crazier than that, because there is a certain amount of enemies in the whole game. Like there's no like procedurally generated like, you know, monster closets where guys just come out and you can grind experience. It's like it's tuned so that if you like don't do a quest, you might be a lower level than you're supposed to be because you didn't kill the guys that you're supposed to do. So it's like super crazy like that, where you need to really go out of your way and
it's super systematic in that respect. Yeah.
It's incredible. I love this game. I played like 30 hours of it like over the past year, and then I wanted to get back to it, but I was doing a lot of current games for like our Game of the Year stuff like that. So I'm like, this is perfect. I'm done with school. I have some time.
Yeah.
Let me jump back in, and I've been like obsessively.
Well, I thought it was cool. Was it the same game where you were saying how like, let's just say you do something shady, or you do something crappy, or you do something like good or whatever, and you're like, your companions don't agree with it. Whether let's just say you steal something and they go, oh, that's wrong, or let's just say they want you to kill someone, you don't do that.
Yeah, you don't do it. They can leave you or fight you or.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's usually systems driven. You know. In a similar way to when we talk about games like Prey that like borrow some of those ideas, where it's like even in Divinity also you can attack any NPC and they could die.
Right, and you can lose that quest or
that quest line's done or that anything's done. Like I have a guy in my party that hates demons. Like he hates them. He always talks about them. If I like met a demon and like it was like, hey, you know, we should trade or something, then he'll be like, what are you doing? I told you I don't deal with demons. And he'll just like either fight me or leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really cool.
You gonna play the second one? Because I think the second one just came out this year, right? I think.
2 came out September. Again, only on PC. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'm screwed as usual. But Original Sin, I'm playing on PS4. It came to consoles about a year after it came out on PC. So I'm banking on the.
All right, awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Fingers crossed for the PS4 version next year.
That's very cool.
But yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, it seems like we're just kind of going.
Yeah, that's what we've been playing lately. Something I want to talk about now is we did our Game of the Year show last week.
Last week, yeah.
And I just wanted to quickly run through our personal top 10s.
Okay.
Because we made a top 10 for the site.
Collaborative.
For us. There's not a huge difference. There's a couple of different things, but I just wanted to run through, talk about them real quick. My personal top 10 this year. Number 1, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Number 2, Nier Automata. Number 3, Mario Odyssey. Number 4, Pyre. Number 5, Night in the Woods. Number 6, Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. Number 7, Cuphead. Number 8, Prey. Number 9, Horizon Zero Dawn. And number 10, Persona 5. So I want to hear yours, and then we'll talk a little bit about
Yeah, definitely.
what do you got?
Ours aren't that different. My number 1 would be Breath of the Wild, followed by Mario Odyssey. 3 would be Night in the Woods. 4, Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. Pyre would be 5. Horizon Zero Dawn 6. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice 7. Persona 5 8. Cuphead 9. And What Remains of Edith Finch 10.
So the main difference is you have Hellblade and What Remains of Edith Finch.
Right.
I have Prey and Nier.
Now, Nier, I only play a little bit of Nier, and I wish I got to play more. And what we've talked about and what you've shown me, Nier definitely, I would put like top 5 just from talking about it and just from, like I said, I didn't play enough of it, and I feel kind of, if I did put it, I'd be like, oh, well, I didn't really play enough of it. I kind of have that sort of, oh, well, I didn't finish it, so I want to finish it before I make a final judgment. But I would put Nier up there. I think Nier is extremely intriguing and interesting. And
I think if you end up playing it next year or something, you might be like, man, that could be way up there.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think basically we have very similar lists. We have very similar interesting games. So like that's not a surprise. A couple games swap a little bit higher, lower, but for the most part they're pretty similar.
Yeah, the only reason
hell of a year for games.
Seriously, and the only reason I didn't put Prey on there when we talked about it last episode was I feel like Prey fell off too much.
Fell off hard, yeah.
For me to.
Prey, there's something about that world, man.
No, definitely, it's got
so
that
good.
rapture quality.
Yeah, it's like what I was talking about. I was just talking to Shelby before the show about Star Wars: Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And I was saying there are things in that movie that I hate and I wish never happened, like they're terrible. And then there are things in that movie that I fucking love and think are like the best Star Wars has ever been. So I'm like, I would take a game that has highs that high
with lows that low.
With lows that low, rather than a game that's good throughout.
That's fair.
Personally, that's why I love Prey, because I'm like, the highs in that game
there's some moments in that game.
Incredible. But it's also just the world that they built and the characters and
definitely.
the emails that you read and like all the story in it. The writing is incredible.
No, it definitely is. I just feel like with the combat, I just feel like there was just too much focus on when you go into an area and all you want to do is explore, but there's 3 phantoms.
Oh, there's no denying that. I agree
1,000%
with you on that. It gets frustrating and annoying, but for me, it's like the highs are so good, and that's why Last Jedi is better than The Force Awakens too.
I agree. I thought Last Jedi was better than The Force Awakens
because it tried something and it was bad. Force Awakens was like this.
I thought Force Awakens was just a rehash of The New Hope.
Yeah, it was. But I'm saying it was good movie.
Right.
It knew what to do to
solid.
make you nostalgic for Star Wars.
It was solid.
This movie was like
it did stuff that was different.
Incredible.
The whole Kylo and Rey thing. I thought that was the best part of the movie.
So good.
I thought that was the best part of the movie.
And the Kylo and Luke stuff.
I thought that was the best part.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, enough about that. What I want to talk about next is
Battlefront 2? Star Wars, anybody?
Oh, God. Christmas. This episode is coming out on Christmas. So Dan's festive for us. He wore his Christmas sweater.
I got a Christmas party later.
But I basically wanted to talk about like what our favorite Christmas memories were in relation to video games. I'll start it off by saying that I remember so vividly in 1996 opening. It's funny. I remember it.
What type of PJs were you wearing?
I remember it so well, but there's a home video of it, so I've seen it a couple times. So I'm like, that's probably why I remember it so good. But opening up the Nintendo 64 with Super Mario 64 and Mario Kart, and just being like blown away. Like, this is the best Christmas ever. Like, so excited. And sure enough, we literally, I remember it on Christmas Day, playing. So my cousins came over like they always do on Christmas Day, and we played so much Mario Kart.
Yeah.
But what we kept doing in Mario 64 was just exploring like outside the castle for like days.
That's awesome.
Like never went in and did anything.
Yeah.
We were just like walking around the castle, jumping around, climbing trees, and it was like that game was so mind blowing when it came out.
Definitely.
It was absolutely insane. But that's way up there for me on my.
That's awesome.
memories.
Those are the best. Those memories.
Yeah. But I would say Mario 64, just like the wonder of it, like being like walking around and being like, wow.
That was the first 3D Mario, and you're just like, holy moly, like,
It
I'm
was
in Mushroom Kingdom.
It was
what
probably
the
the first 3D game I played, period.
Yeah. How old were you then?
5.
5 years old.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Freshly 5.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's amazing. See, I didn't get the N64 when I got the N64 because I was 2 when the N64 came out. So I didn't get it. I don't remember exactly, but I don't think I got it that year. I just remember one year I got the N64 for Christmas. It was a year after, 2 years after. I remember getting Mario Party 2 and just loving that. There's that space level. There's that one where you can like astronauts, and I used to be Donkey Kong and like an astronaut too. I thought that was the coolest thing to me. And like I just remember like having a blast with that. Mario Party 2, probably got Mario 64 with that.
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Right.
Great. So Banjo-Kazooie was 98, so maybe around 98.
Probably 98, yeah.
Those were just great times. Great times.
N64 had some pretty good games.
Yeah, seriously. You know what's crazy though? N64, I was reading an article on it. They actually, compared to other systems, they only came out with like 100 games, which is a lot, but like compared to other systems, it wasn't that much. But there's just so many classic games.
No third-party support.
Yeah.
But but that's the thing. It's like the rate, like because there are so few games, the good games are like. So, like, the percentage of good games to bad games is, like, really high on that.
Yeah.
Dude, you remember... Oh, man. There was this game where... Oh, it's going to... Mischief Makers, I think it's called, or something. You don't remember this game?
No, not at all.
Oh, my God. It's the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen. We were obsessed with it as kids on this.
What is it? What do you do?
It's like this weird 2D... Like, it's not... It's the 3D model, but it's, like, side-scrolling... game where you like I just remember this, you're this girl and you can like throw these like bombs, and it's like you just need to watch a video and look at the art style and you're like, what is this? Like, I remember being obsessed with it and never getting anywhere in it. You know, that kind of game where you're like, you never advance, you never get through the story,
but you're just enjoying it, you're
playing
just like,
this is over and over again in the same spots. That's I think it was Mischief Makers. I don't know, I gotta see. What about you? What did you have? What's another good Christmas memory?
Actually, my favorite Christmas memory, I'll never forget this. It was when the GameCube came out. Oh my God, there it is, Mischief Makers.
Jesus, this game isn't fucking weird. Yes, look at this.
What the heck?
Man, you guys got to look up Mischief Makers. It is so weird. I remember being obsessed with it, with these weird faces.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
No. So I just remember one year for Christmas, it was when the GameCube came out. Maybe a little bit after. I was always a little bit behind. I didn't have any money, so I was always a little bit.
Well, you were a kid.
Yeah, exactly. I was always a little bit behind. So I think GameCube came out in 2001, right? That's when Luigi's Mansion came out, and Melee came out. It's 2002. That Christmas, I got the GameCube, and I remember just getting a stack of games, and it was so long ago. So I remember I definitely got Mario Sunshine, Wario World, which is a weird game, and it's not really a good game, but I loved every second of that game.
Loved it so much.
I think I've played through that game like 18 times. It's not that good, but I loved it. I loved that game. Mario Party 4, which is my favorite Mario Party.
So you got the GameCube with 3 bad games and loved it so much.
Mario Party 4 was awesome, dude.
Mario Party, there is no good Mario Party. You like Mario Party because you're a kid. They're not good.
I mean, that's true. I used to love it. I was obsessed with Shy Guy, and in Mario Party 4, he's got the cowboy outfit. And I used to have this, I used to have like all on my room like pictures of Shy Guy, and my favorite was the one where he was like the cowboy. And then I got the game. It's like when
he was able to be a cowboy.
Oh man, that was just like the coolest. Like I love that. Mario Party 4 had some good mini games though. They had the one, the Slime Time. You remember that one?
No.
Where like you're stuck in the goo and you got to hit A and you got to try to get out of the goo. And then...
So you're tapping a bunch, and that's.
Yeah,
Listen,
I guess so.
Don't think too hard about it. You can enjoy it.
Also, GameCube games. I don't know if it was that Christmas or Christmas afterwards, or before then. I don't know. It's all a bit of a blur. But I remember I got another stack of GameCube games. No, it's probably a little bit after. It was Donkey Konga.
God, I forgot about Donkey Konga.
I didn't play good games when I was a kid.
Nobody did. We were kids.
Donkey Konga.
Well, we played good games and bad games, but we loved them both. That's
Aquaman, which was terrible.
Aquaman, I don't even
Dude,
remember that.
and people consider this like one of the worst games
Really?
ever. It was
I
absolutely.
couldn't even tell you what that game
It was absolutely horrible. The graphics were terrible. The gameplay was terrible. You're just fighting enemies, like constantly. Like you're swimming as Aquaman, and then like there's like an enemy, and like he takes like
3D?
3D, but everything looks the same. You swim past the same building of Atlantis. Like it's just not good. But anyway, I got it. If you ever want to play it, I got it. And I remember I got Batman Vengeance, which again I don't think was a good game, but it was cool. Batman Vengeance was the Batman animated series. So it's like the animated series Batman, animated series Joker, animated series Batgirl. I love Batman. I just had a blast because you fight the Joker, you fight Poison Ivy, you fight Mr. Freeze.
It was all like the art style of.
Yeah, but it was like 3D.
Cool.
So it was interesting. Again, I don't think it was a good game per se, but I loved it. I was like, I'm Batman. This is the coolest thing.
Do you remember
ever
in Arkham Asylum getting the costume? Did you ever get the costume of the animated series?
No.
Yeah, dude.
In Arkham Asylum?
It might have been Arkham City. It was one of them.
What?
But yeah, there was like a costume where you can look like the animated series Batman.
No way.
Well, you screwed up, Dan.
I gotta go play that now.
I'm going to jump ahead to another Christmas memory of mine. That was one of the coolest things for me. 2007, Rock Band came out. And I don't know if you guys remember, it was impossible to get. It was like nobody could get it the year it came out. Like it was the hottest like Christmas item. You know, there's always that thing every year. Rock Band was that thing. And I had asked for it for Christmas. And my mom kind of said like, I don't know if I can get it. Like, I know it's a big thing. And I'm like, I know.
Dude, our moms do the same thing because I feel like my mom
this
does that every year. My mom always goes
good.
like, ah.
So she was basically saying, if I can get it, I'm going to get it. But I don't know. Like, it's sold out everywhere. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. So Christmas morning comes, I come downstairs, open up all my presents. And no Rock Band. And I'm sitting there. I'm like a little upset, but I'm trying not to look upset.
You're like Ralphie in Christmas Story.
Yeah,
You're just like, I didn't get the BB gun.
And the funniest thing about this is, what was I, 15?
Yeah.
Like, too old to be acting like this, but you know what? It was important. Rock Band I was like all about when it came out. So I was kind of like a little disappointed, but I didn't want to show it to my mom. So I was like, just like, oh yeah, this was great Christmas. And she's like, what's the matter? And I was like, nothing. And she's like, do me a favor, go in the kitchen. And I go in the kitchen, and there's like a huge present, and I'm looking, and I'm like, no way. Peel wrapping, it's Rock Band, and I was like freaking out. It was awesome. But that was way up there for me because I know a lot of people that were trying to get it that couldn't get it. My mom had like 7 different websites she was trying to like pre-order from to try to get something, and like something came through, and it like all worked out. But man, Rock Band, what a freaking game.
Well, see, I had the same sort of memory with Guitar Hero World Tour. That was the same sort of thing. My mom did the same thing. I don't think I'm going to get it for you. It's the same thing with everything. It was the same thing with the Wii, and it was like everything was like, I don't think I can get it. I got to say, though, my mom, it was either Guitar Hero or it was the Wii, I forget. My mom legit, and you know my mom would never stand outside in line for like anything. She waited online just to get it for me and my sister. Yeah, for me and my sister to get it for us. And awesome. I love you, Mom. I love you so much. But my favorite, speaking of like rock band, I think it was 2009 when the Beatles rock band came out.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, we were all Beatles fans, but that made me obsessed with the Beatles.
You say we're all Beatles fans. Like everyone out there is a Beatles fan.
I mean, maybe not everyone out there is a Beatles fan, but we at least know the Beatles and we're familiar with the Beatles. So I was familiar with the Beatles. I knew their, the big songs. But I remember getting Beatles Rock Band, and me and my sister just loved it to death. And that was like the best Christmas. We played that an entire week off from school every day, hours upon hours upon hours. We downloaded all the stuff like for hours. We were playing Beatles Rock Band. And I think that was the year that the Beatles remastered all their like albums. So like we went out and we just like spent all the money that we owned to our names on all the Beatles CDs.
Did they put them in stereo though? That was like the worst.
That was like they came out the mono, maybe a little bit after that too. And then I spent all the money. They had the Capitol Records released, which was the same songs just with different packagings and different. Mm-hmm. I've given the Beatles more money than I ever thought I would. But
how much of that money do you think is going to the Beatles actually? Not a lot.
I mean, probably not a lot, but the record companies are doing.
I know.
But that was just a great Christmas though, because that was so cool. That was like,
yeah, it's incredible. I played a lot of Beatles Rock Band as well.
Oh man,
so good,
so cool. I gotta say, those Rock Band games, I don't really talk about them a lot, or the Guitar Hero games, but those are good times.
Dude,
those are
incredible.
Those are a lot of fun.
We still play Rock Band.
Yeah, those are a lot of fun.
We play Rock Band like Shelby. When did we recently played Rock Band?
Those are a lot of fun.
Fred actually said to me the other day. He said, I want to have a rock. He's like, what are you doing Friday? Let's have a Rock Band night.
That's awesome.
Those are a lot of fun. Those are a lot of fun.
But yeah, I definitely Rock Band and Beatles Rock Band are incredible, and just
those are great Christmas
they're just so
memories.
much fun.
Yeah.
Christmas is like your family's over, you're hanging out. All my cousins, I have cousins that are around my age. Mm-hmm. It's pretty funny. There's three of us guys that are all the same age, and then three girls that are all the same age. And so all of us would always, every Christmas day, get together. I'd have some new video game.
That's
new
awesome.
Board game or
Yeah.
something.
And those games are perfect for that. I think my parents played the Rock Band games too. You
Yeah.
just get everybody
My
involved.
dad loves Beatles Rock Band.
Yeah.
He used to love singing Beatles Rock Band. But yeah, Rock Band's awesome. I have another really funny story about Christmas. This is as I started to. It was probably around the same time as the Rock Band, maybe like the year after, probably 2008, 2009. Started to get older. You're buying yourself a lot more stuff. I was working at Crickets, making decent money. And I would always try, even when I was a kid, I would always try to like finagle, because my birthday is in November, much like your birthday. And like if I had a big item I wanted, I would be like, so what do you think about we'll combine birthday and Christmas to try to get the... So I have a long and interesting history with the PS3 where I got it when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out.
Okay.
I think it was 2008. Got it the day it came out. Loved it. Obsessed with it. Just played that and Uncharted, the original.
Okay.
And then there was nothing else at the time. I was a 360 kid mostly. I got it when it first came out, so I was, playing every third-party game on that. So I'm like, there aren't enough PS3 exclusives for me to really want this anymore. So I sold it back to GameStop after.
Your PlayStation 3?
Yeah, after I beat Metal Gear Solid 4, and this was at a time where I was selling everything to GameStop. I'd like beat a game, sell it to GameStop.
Here's 50 games. Oh, here's $2.
I didn't have any money. I mean, at the time, it was a little better, I think. Now they don't give you anything. But so I was always trying to do that because I had money of my own, but not that much, like whatever. So always doing that. So I sold the PS3 back, and then like a year later, I think it was Uncharted 4 was coming out. Or, I'm sorry, Uncharted 2. I said 4 for some reason. Uncharted 2 came out in 2009, I believe. So it must have been Christmas of 2009 where I said to my mom, I was like, I really want a PS3 again. Like, there's all these good exclusives. This was like a year after, literally a year after.
I'm sure your mom's like, Dan, come on.
But I bought the first one, so it was like, I didn't feel too bad. But I'm like, if we had lunch at Friendly's or something, and it was right near the GameStop. And I'm like, Mom, I have this plan. There's a deal right now at GameStop. we can combine my birthday and Christmas gift. I need this. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you going to make me do this? So she ended up buying me the PS3 and Uncharted 2.
Mrs. LaMarca, what a lady.
Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
So it was just funny for me to be like finagling my own Christmas. Like, you're supposed to just make a list and get what you get. And I'm like trying to like break it down.
That's
like,
so
exactly,
funny.
You know,
oh
like,
my goodness.
Incredible. But yeah, those are my big Christmas ones.
So you bought the PS3 just for the new Uncharted game?
No, because there were also other games like on the horizon, you know, that I had wanted to play, and I was like, I don't even know why I sold it back. I was like,
that's okay. I legit just bought the
something.
PS4 just for Batman Arkham Knight. I was like, and that kind of disappointed me just a little bit.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that? I was so
Yeah.
excited. I was like, I'm
I
getting
do
this.
remember
Why? Oh, Arkham Knight.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I mean, it was the best purchase. It was the
yeah.
best purchase I ever made because the amount of amazing games I played on it. But at the time, it's like, oh, it's Batman.
Dude, it's funny to think about when I had my Super Nintendo, and we were playing Super Nintendo like until like 2000, like regularly.
I still play with my Super Nintendo.
No, I still play.
Yeah.
I'm saying like regularly,
Right.
like this was our favorite console.
Right.
Like N64 came, we played the games, and then we're still playing Super Nintendo.
Yeah, of course.
But I was like selling all my Super Nintendo games back. Like I remember I sold Chrono Trigger back. Yeah, and I still don't have that freaking cartridge.
Dude, I saw it at that antique store. They had it in a box for like $250. I
remember,
was
yeah.
just like, Mom, for my birthday and Christmas, do you want to do like a...
But I just remember being like going to the store, seeing all the Super Nintendo games on like they had the like on little pegs, like just the cartridges. And I'm like, oh man, I want that game. Let me sell 3 of these to get that. And it's like the stupidest freaking thing ever.
Well, now that we think about it, now they're worth, you know...
Yeah, well now I have all the Super Nintendo games I want, but it wasn't because I had them still. I had to buy them again.
You had to buy them again.
It's stupid.
Oh man.
Yeah, dumb kids being dumb kids.
No, but those were good times. Honestly, those were the time. Like now, because we're so into video games, there's like 50 games we can play at one time. I just remember the days where it was like, okay, well, there's that one game. It's like this is the one game that I like. You know, I need. I want to play this. You know, Mario Sunshine. That's all I wanted.
Me too, man. I loved it at the time.
That's all I wanted. And Wario World. That's all I wanted. Oh, Wario's got his own game. That's great. Wario World.
Was it Wario World or Wario Land?
Wario World. Definitely
Land was
GameCube.
like a Game Boy game, right?
Maybe. I never played Wario Land.
I think so.
I don't know. But Wario World, I just remember, my favorite part was when you climb ladders and you go,
I remember that. That freaking game, man. What a weirdo.
I mean, it was a terrible,
It was not terrible.
it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't good. It was decent. It was like Assassin's Creed.
I loved
It's
it.
a decent game. Decent game.
Wario World, like
making
Assassin's Creed.
I'm making
definitely.
everything in circle. I'm keeping it all,
Yeah.
it's all the same.
What a guy, Dan.
Yeah, you know.
But another, jumping into something else, we touched on Divinity Original Sin earlier, and I kind of wanted to delve a little bit deeper into some of those older CRPGs.
This is something I have no knowledge about, so please enlighten me.
So what I would love is I like a lot of those old CRPG games. I played them way after because I was young when they came out.
Yeah.
You know, like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were like, you know, mid-90s or something, like too young. Same thing with Fallout 1 and 2. Older games like late 90s, early 2000s, I wasn't playing a lot of PC games. The only games I was playing at that time that were on the computer was Diablo 1, Diablo 2. Like, I loved those games.
Yeah.
But I never got into these. They were a little more complicated. Like, I couldn't really figure them out. So I played them after the fact. And now you can get all these, like, Baldur's Gate games, like these great classic like CRPGs. You can get them on your iPad, like, and they're awesome because they're just touch, like drag. It's so cool. But I just wanted to talk about like especially games like Fallout 1, Fallout 2, like because we have a lot of experience with Fallout 3 and 4, you know, and to think about how different that series was back then,
right?
It's like insane. But they're all predicated on the same thing that I was talking about with Divinity Original Sin. That's like. They're all so systems driven, and like you can do anything. You can screw up so bad that you just can't continue the game anymore because like the game gives you the freedom to do what you want to do. A game that came out of that lineage, that's a newer game, is Wasteland 2 that I actually loved because I think.
When did that game come out?
2015.
Yeah, it was recent, right?
2015 or even. I know I played it on PS4 last year, I believe.
Okay.
maybe 2015. But I could be getting this wrong, but what I believe that Wasteland, the original, is like the first of the Fallout series. It's the same series, like same universe. It was Wasteland, Fallout, Fallout 2, and then they never touched Wasteland again.
Huh.
So it was like, then they did Fallout 3, Fallout 4, and everybody that loved those old Fallout games were like, bring back the old Fallout.
Yeah.
Like, they were all like complaining about it. And so Wasteland 2 got kickstarted, and they ended up making a good amount of money. And it is totally those original Fallout games in like a newer version. It's so good. It has a lot of the same things that like what I talked about with Divinity, how it's, you know, you have a party, it's turn-based, it's the same exact style of combat, but obviously, you know, you're shooting guns
right.
or like doing stuff like that. The difference here between Wasteland 2 and Divinity, for me, Divinity Original Sin is so good. Its combat is like perfect with the systems that it has. Like, that is why I'm there. The story is not great. There's a lot of interesting side quests that are like, oh, that was really cool, or that was funny, like that sort of stuff. But the overarching story is real bad.
Oh, really?
It's like a...
Because there's like little things like seem like so intriguing. And so,
No,
like,
but-
like I said, that what was that? There's that shell.
Yeah,
like,
there's like a... But that's the kind of shit that it does well. It's like these side quests with weird characters
Yeah.
and like surprising things.
I think it's
like,
a lot of fun. I think that's...
That's the good stuff.
Yeah.
But the overarching story is like this crazy, like, you know, over the top. It's like super Lord of the Rings, like way more convoluted than Lord of the Rings kind of thing. And it's like way too much. But I know they're like a lot of this game, Divinity, is like joking fantasy. Like they do a lot of like making fun of like fantasy tropes sort of stuff. But it's just kind of, the main story is kind of shitty. Wasteland 2 is really cool because it's way more based on, you know how in Fallout 3 it's like your interactions with characters, like how I'm talking about systems, like you can like piss somebody off. And
and Skyrim's the same way, or in Oblivion's the same way, where you...
Wasteland really follows in that game, those games' footsteps, because the original Fallouts were like that. It's a lot more about like, you know, are you going to make the good choice or the bad choice? And then, you know, you have like a meter of like how good you are. Like Wasteland 2 has a lot of side quests where you're like picking sides, and it totally changes like that town.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's these, you know, native people that are just trying to live, and then these guys that are trying to get the train back up and running, and they're like more technology people. It's like, who are you going to side with? And depending on what happens, the whole town changes.
Right.
Like, it's really, really cool. That's what I love about Wasteland. What sucks about Wasteland is my game got bugged and broken.
Oh, no.
Like
what
20
was that?
hours in.
PC? No, you said PS4. I'm sorry.
Dude, like 20 hours in, my game got bugged. It literally, that game especially is known for being buggy, but the patch fixed the bug after the fact, and my earlier save state, because I'm an idiot and I didn't save often enough, was like 2.5 hours before.
Oh,
so
dude,
I was like, basically what happened was there was this door that was shut that was blocking the NPC I needed to talk to for my next story quest when it's supposed to open after I beat a certain mission. So it didn't open. So I tried so many things. I was like searching on forums, like, is this bugged? What's going on? I found out it was bugged. And I tried, like, they were talking basically about, like, these different ways to do it. Like, if you get a grenade just in the right spot, it'll blow up the door without aggroing people.
All like
and
all the.
And I tried so many different things. I couldn't do it. I was like, God damn it. Like, I just really want to play. I was loving the game. And I'm like, I'm not going back 2.5 hours. I'm just not doing it. So.
Oh, that sucks when games do that to you.
Wasteland. Wasteland 3 got funded. They're making it, so I'm really excited for
that. Oh,
one.
awesome. When does that come out?
I think it might be due out next year.
May have to check that out.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty
but,
cool.
I don't know if it comes out PS4 at the same time. A lot of these CRPGs start
on the computer.
And then find
Make
their way over.
Right.
I'm praying that Divinity Original Sin 2 makes its way over because I fucking I'm obsessed with this game right now. It's so good. But yeah, a lot of the older games that they borrow from, it's basically they borrow the fact, like the gameplay is exactly the same in these Baldur's Gate games, and like Planescape, Torment, like those games. These are all like the classic, like really good, like CRPG style games. But it really is that combat style mixed with like really good story. Like those games in particular, like Baldur's Gate 2. If I were to recommend you to play like one of those games,
it would be Baldur's Gate 2.
Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah.
And the reason is the story is so well written.
Yeah,
it's so good. Everything those guys made, like these are the guys basically that are like in the lineage of BioWare.
Okay.
Like that's how this all went. You know what I mean? Like they started out doing this, like Obsidian, BioWare, like this is where they came from. So when you play games like KOTOR and Mass Effect, and you're like, the writing is so good in these games.
It's because of that.
That's why, because these games are so good. So if you ever are feeling like...
Yeah, no, listen, you know how I love all the recommendations.
I think it would be cool, because you can get them on Steam, and if you get it on Steam, it'll run on anything, and they fix a lot of like the annoying stuff in those games. So I would say,
I have to check that out, man.
I'd say Baldur's Gate 2 for sure.
I got some time off now, which would be awesome. Definitely check those out.
Check them out, man. And I think with that, we're gonna wrap up the episode.
Yeah, no, hey.
But it was a good one. We appreciate you guys for watching.
Happy holidays to everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. This comes out Christmas morning. Special gifts for you guys out there. No, but catch us every Monday, 9 a.m. And,
I just want to thank Shelby, our man Shelby.
Man, I always forget to thank Shelby.
Shelby's the man.
You,
We couldn't do without him. The production is... Take care.
What's up, guys? It's Dan from Circle Back. I'm just here to let you know you can find everything that we do at circlebackgaming.com. If you just want the podcast, we're on iTunes. If you just want the video, we're on YouTube. So catch us either place. Thanks.